Hello, my friends. It's been a hot minute since I've done one of these videos. Knuckles is back with Nani, an episode where we discuss anime that we're currently watching right now. It is my first official video Nani episode after my Suicon weekend, which is about like last weekend. And here I am, almost 2 weeks later, to another video on the anime I've been currently watching right there. I said it's been a bit of a huddle night, getting away from my trip. Other things came up about that happened, but nonetheless, I'm still here, still, record. I still love talking about anime with you guys right there. So I apologize for the delay on this. So today we're doing 3 episodes because it's been like 3 weeks now. I don't think I'll be doing one episode one by one. So like yeah, we're gonna divide this into one video right here. And the last video I talked about was what you saw in the video how I recorded from my phone because I'm like yeah I gotta save up money. I have to record through the I gotta save money. I can't be using the StreamYard, but I'm like wait. I'm doing recording with my friends. So I actually have to use StreamYard right there. So I went back to use the StreamYard right there. So much for me saving the $40 right there. I couldn't do that. Yeah, so we're back to regular computer right there. But today we're gonna be talking about, like I said, Farmagia episode 9, 10, and 11 right there. So last episode, the game was getting ready to talk about, L'Oreal, a pea shooter right there, which we all knew that was not going to happen right there, right? So L'Oreal just, oh, it's not a pea shooter. What if I treated? I'm able to use the Harvest Festival right there. Next, the sky starts turning red right there. Everybody's surprised. Ours are surprised too because he's like, this isn't what we talked about right there. Why are you doing a Harvest Festival right there, right? So it became chaotic. Like I said, things are crumbling right down right there. Like I said, it was bad. It was almost like, even though it was only L'Oreal and Anzar, Nars and the other people had a crew with them right there, but it wasn't enough right there because everything started crumbling down right there. Like I said, L'Oreal and others attacked Nars right there, and Anzar like fell. Like we were thinking, like, yo, did Anzar just die right there? But then Nars decided to stay and fight and protect everybody else. Where she said, basically said, you guys have to get out of here right now. You guys have a job to do to finish the job right there. So she pretty much like pushes him away back to Flint Island, right? Felicia Land right there. I believe that was called. And so Miro and Chica will know which happened right there. And so yeah, they said Nars stayed behind right there, so we can't Nars stayed behind, so we're screwed right there. And then we actually see a picture of Mogus, the original leader of the Hiroshi States that supposedly passed away. Turned out he was alive all this time right there, and his body was still a bit young right there, But this is whole plan the whole entire time right there. He was still alive. I just wondered, did the others did all the rest of the stations know that? I can't remember. I believed that he was alive, but obviously 10 years thought thought that he was dead right there, but no, he was still alive right there. This is all his doing right there. Like he waited for this perfect opportunity to come back alive, to do the Harvest Festival and feed on the souls of everybody else right there. Which normally time we hear a Harvest Festival, that's really good for us right there because we're eating a lot of food. But for them, it was like, oh yeah, I'm a feast. I'm gonna feast on all the souls out there right there. I'm gonna feast on everybody. So like at first you're like, oh, Harvest Festival, okay, cool. I'm hungry. No, 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 no. You're the food. You're the food. You're the prey. You're the food and you're the prey. I'm feasting on all you motherfuckers right there. So that's pretty much just right there too. And Gramps was surprised to see him so young, right? And so in order for him to stop the Harvest Festival, they have to stop. They have to stop Mogus right there. And he actually tells the tell damn I'm gonna forget the one girl's name right there. Oh my god! Like, was it Annette? I'm forgetting the other girl's name right now, and it is so bad right there. Like, what was her name? What was her name? What was her name? What was her name right there? Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. I forgot what her name was right there. Hold on. No, it's like was it Archie? Okay, Archie. Okay, Archie. Okay. So yeah. Basically, it's Archie, Ted, Lay, Imuro, and Cheek. They have to stop, Magus. Well, everybody's going to stay behind and defend the Felicia Land right there, right? So, Yoda's underground tunnel that Gramps lead him in, and, he told him, explain the story of the three angels, right? We had these three angels that were, descendants of God right there. But, because they're abandoned by God. Honestly, the story kind of bored me. I'll be honest with you right there. But, like, the main part of the story is that, the three angels decide, create their own create their own land, create their own people right there, right? But due to God's curse, Alenia, her body aged very, very fast right there. This is due to their battle against God right there. They fought God, but they failed. But due to that battle right there, one of the angels, like I said, Elena, I can't pronounce her right there. I apologize if I did. She had, God's curse right there. She was aging faster right there, right? And the other angels did not like that. So the other angels, in order for to for her to survive right there, was to feeding, first on, other souls right there and animals right there, right? And at first it worked right there, but it wasn't enough right there. She was actually aging faster. They kept on feeding right there, but it just wasn't enough because no matter what they did, they still had, that curse with them right there. So eventually she told me, stop doing this. We had to stop doing this right there. But, the other angel was no, I'm not giving up. I want to punish God for what he did to us right there. Where the other angel was like, we can't keep on this. We can't we just can't take Angel's lives right there. It was revealed that, one Angel was actually Magnus, as he, was feasting on a lot of people right there to end, do this endless cycle to stay young. Where the other Angel was actually Gramps. He decided, accept his fate, turn old, and eventually die right there. So, yes, Magnus wants to continue to turn young so he can actually fight God. Like, that's why he's doing the Harvest Festival, is the fact that he wants to, become strong enough to defeat God. It also revealed that you're actually that 10 years are actually created by Magnus. You're actually his children right there. You're not just ordinary orphans. You're actually created by Magnus right there. So yeah, that was a bit of a surprise right there to figure out that, they were actually his children right there, right? And that episode ends with them getting to the transport and they see L'Oreal. I know I said L'Oreal. So this next episode basically was the fight against L'Oreal, right? She gets into a Reaper mode, and then Lay just starts freaking out because this Reaper, which by the way, no. First they told her, "Yo, why are you helping him, Max? You're just gonna die too." She's like, "What makes you know everything? I do want to die. I like the thrill of being about to die. When I fought Midas for the first time, I felt happy. Like, in other words, this girl is crazy, right? And yeah, we like a little bit crazy right there, but this she wants to die like she likes feeling threatened for she likes to feel threatened for her life right there. That's her satisfaction right there. And it's like, dang girl, like you are crazy, crazy, crazy. You all tons crazy right there. So yeah, she was screwless right there, right? So she gets into Reaper mode. And like I said before, Lay starts freaking out because as he was younger, he's seen this monster before, and he was with somebody. It was rumored that this girl was killed by like a monster right there. Trying to be true because that monster that Lay was confirmed that was the monster that killed her, his guardian per se. And Lay just freaked out and ran away. And when Lay saw that same monster, it's part of the reason why he's afraid of the dark right there because of this monster right there. Lloyd's like, yeah, that was me. I remember you. You ran away scared right there. And just as I said, Lay is just freaking out like he couldn't fight. Like he ran off again. He ran off again right there. And not only that, her powers she took, 10 of the other senses right through. No, they couldn't see or hear. They could only feel the pain that, she was affecting them right there. That's their only only sensibility right there, right? And Lay was just freaking out, like so he just couldn't find him right there. But eventually he just remembers, Ted, standing up to everybody, right, everybody. And he's like, you know what? I can't let my friends. I can't leave them behind right there, right? So he actually uses that cockatoo animal right there, monster to destroy the L'Oreal's bells right there. That's actually stopped them from from not being able to see it right there. It got rid of the darkness right there, right? And finally, Lay was able to do a Unite Blitz right there. Not only that, he actually fused his monster with Ten, and they both defeated. And they defeated L'Oreal, and she was happy because as she was dying, she's like, "Am I being defeated?" Yes. So she got what she wanted. She got what she wanted right there. But it was nice to see, Lay actually, stand up, stand up for himself right there, avenge his friend, and actually do a Unite Blitz finally right there because we've been waiting for that for a very, very long time. So we get the next episode, we see Narcissus, she's alive for the time being right there because she was captured, not really killed right there, right? But she sees, all the dead bodies of, Glaza, Manas, the one guy, I forgot his name right there. She sees their dead bodies. At first, we see Luciana right there, right? We thought she was gonna be alive, which I know she's gonna die again. But Margaret's like, yeah, no, I need you still, so die. So pretty much, taking their bias right there, and eventually, they can get Nars too. So the five heroes get to that location, and they do see Nars. They actually see all the dead bodies of the Russian states right there, but they turn into the Reaper mode, and it's like, yo, they're not who you are anymore. They're not who you are anymore. And Ten was sad because Nars was like the older sister. She's basically the Urza of the group right there, and to actually fight her in the monster form was her intent right there. He didn't want to do it right there, but eventually had to come to senses and like, was like, "Yo, we have a job to do. We have to do this right there." So pretty much everybody had like their own feelings towards that significant other. I wouldn't say significant other, but um Chico was speaking to the buff man. Imura was talking to Manas. Archie was talking to Glaza. Leia was talking to Lizzie Ann right there, and Ten was talking to Nars. Now, Ten united his monsters. Ten, no, no, sorry, Chica and Imuro united their monsters, and Lei and Archie fused their monsters, and they defeated their opponents right there, which led to Magnus right there. But before they can actually fight him, Anzar arrives. He was still alive right there. He's saying, "No, this is my fight right there. I have the souls of the original Horacio States right there. I'm gonna use their souls to defeat you right there." And I was like, "Are you sure you were strong enough to? Are you sure you're strong enough to get Taylor?" So I was like, You'll see." At first, it was looking all good for Anzar, but eventually, the souls were so much from the Hannah right there, and it turned to a demi beast or whatever you call him right there, right? And he starts, attacking everybody right there. He just couldn't control himself right there. But 10 years are able to, excuse me, talk sense and be like, hey, we are your fan right there. You're supposed to be our big brother. You're supposed to be protecting us right there. So eventually, they're able to break through to Ansar. And he's able, to become his old self again right there. And he apologized, for what he did, right? And so now he's free, and that just is, their final fight against Magnus right there. And from what I'm seeing right now, I think next one's gonna be the last episode. I think it's gonna be the last episode. I think it's gonna be the last episode. I wasn't like I thought it was gonna be like up to maybe 24 episodes because I'm like they still have like half of the original season they got to fight right there. So like, are gonna defeat them all in 12 episodes? Yeah, it looks like it. Looks like they are. It looks like they are right there. So I'm curious to see how it ends. Like I said, was this the greatest anime I've seen so far? No, but like if you like Fairy Tale, and honestly, I think if you play the game Farmagia, you probably sorry, trying to see this right there, folks. Sorry about that. But like I said, if you like Fairy Tale, it's a nice anime. That's anime right there. Is it the greatest thing in the world? No, but like I thought it was okay. Like I enjoyed it for what it was right there. But I'm curious to see how it ends right there. And then I'll do like a season discussion right there, give my final thoughts on it right there. And will there be a season two? I doubt it, but you never know. We'll see. But as always, folks, I'm back with the episodes right there. Like the video because it helps the channel out a lot. Comment on the video. Subscribe. You're only part of Douglas family. I do appreciate you guys every single time. So as always, folks, remember what J. Cole said. There is no such as a life better than yours. Have a good night, everybody. Take care.